As a Unitarian Universalist, you are free to and encouraged to search for your truth, and that you don't have to believe a certain thing to belong to this group. And you have the freedom within this group to search for your own truth, and in fact, people will support you doing that. And I don't think I was particularly oppressed religiously, but I think I almost felt giddy with that knowledge, that it's like, oh, that's what I want to do. I want to search for my truth, and I want to be able to question, because as a teenager I was questioning the Episcopalian religion and not getting good answers, and so here was a place where I could keep questioning.
I certainly gone through a lot of changes in my life in terms of what I believe or don't believe. I grew up in a Presbyterian church, and part of the reason that I found a home here is because I am comfortable with uncertainty, and I think the difference is this is a faith that offers uncertainty as sort of a core value, and as opposed to most of other faiths say this is what we believe, and so if you want to be in this faith, you need to believe this too. And so that's not to say that I've lost all the beliefs that I had back when I was a kid and being raised in the Presbyterian church, but there are certainly some aspects of that I've drifted away from, and so I felt it would be inconsistent for me to say, well, that's my faith, whereas here questioning is a key piece, and I like questioning.
It also has broadened my view of what it means to be spiritual, and question, which is something that was not supported before. My parents were always supportive of me questioning things and figuring things out, and they're always there for me, and I think I'm very blessed in that way. But in terms of the formal kind of religion or spirituality, it was something that I had to explore myself, and so I think this is a good forum for that, and people are very open to talking to you about what you think, and disagreeing or agreeing, and kind of it's okay to not have the same views as others.
We had the 7 principles here tonight, and so here's something to know about the 7 principles. You probably all know this. It's a living document. So when you students are my age, they might not even be there anymore because they might have been thrown away for better things. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing about our faith, is that it changes. And it's a pretty amazing concept.
I think we do have quite an interesting mix of people, and speakers and presenters and singers, musicians and so forth. I think we're known for quality and interesting things, not the same old pablum. We challenge people, challenge the thinking, even sometimes our own thinking.
I guess for me, the little seed that got planted about Unitarian Universalism is when I went to a wedding of some family friends, and I was at the university UU church, and there was a woman minister, and there was something about the language that just kind of went, it wasn't, I had gotten to the point where I went to a Catholic school, 6th grade through 12th grade, went to a congregational church where, compared to UUism, it definitely feels not as liberal as I used to think it was. But I just had gotten to the point where I felt like there was a lot of verbiage and a lot of words, just, God, He, Lord, all those, where I was just like, does anybody really believe this stuff? It didn't really it felt very hollow.
Every morning, I remind myself something I heard here at BOF, and that was the mantra, something wonderful will come my way today. And I look for that, and I find it every day. And I think that that's a really important and necessary balance for someone like me who has to hold a lot of people's grief as a support person, and who has had years, more than 15, 20 years of people telling me their crisis stories, so that's embedded in my cells. It's very important that I have this counterbalance, that something wonderful will come my way, and I find it each and every day.
It really matters. I have friends who don't belong to any faith community, And they've even teased me about, well, you know, Unitarianism isn't really a church. I went, yeah, I know. Kind of like, yeah, thank goodness. And I think, no, I love how Doug has said, you know, this is where you come to be transformed. I mean, so Sunday morning you can have a transformative experience, hopefully, that you go outside of yourself, you think beyond your day-to-day junk. I value that.
And the relationships that I built. I took a community systems course in my bachelor's degree program and thought I really understood community, you know, coming from a small town and having this educational background. The way this being a part of Buff has touched my heart in my life, I don't think it changed the whole way I felt about a sense of community, and I felt that so much more deeply and more connected than I ever had. So I really feel like I have a family here, and that's what keeps me coming. What I would say about Buff or Unitarianism in general is that there is a place for you, that there was such a long period of time in my life where I was feeling like there was never going to be a place for me to fit, that there was never going to be a place where my ideologies or my lifestyle or my personality even would be not just tolerated or accepted, but honored and respected and appreciated and engaged and encouraged. A place where people really wanted me to be there and me to feel comfortable being there as I was. That there is a place here, that there is a home here.
Sometimes when I'm sitting up there on Sundays and I'm just listening to people and some of their stories, and it makes me feel really good. I get a real sense of belonging, and sometimes I feel just I don't know, really happy that I'm here. If I could put it in one word, it's just a love of the people that are here, and feeling kind of a love for this building and the things that go on in this building.
We are so busy that there are a number of different groups going with all of the chalice circles and green sanctuary and the simplicity circles and the social justice and the knitters and the quilters and all of these, the book clubs and all of the rest of the stuff that's going on. It's going to be almost impossible for somebody not to make a connection somewhere.
There is so much this congregation has to offer. It's a context for finding your path, living, trying to figure out the answers, your answers to the big questions, and making a path for yourself in the world, being able to take action for your beliefs and values. And I've just watched that happen in so many ways here, and I'm so impressed with this place. They're honest and kind. These are fine qualities in a congregation. So it's not just nice people, it's honest people who are kind. So it feels like you can really figure out what's going on, you know, and have a real meaningful journey with these searchers. Traveling with this congregation would be an excellent way to have a life, I think.